Hello, little readers. Today we're going to read The Last Noo Noo by Jill Murphy. Marlin sat on the floor watching TV. Marlin's granny sat in the armchair, watching Marlin. "He's getting too old for that pacifier," she said sternly to Marlin's mom. "It's a Noo Noo," said Marlin. "He calls it a Noo Noo," explained Marlin's mom. "Well, whatever he calls it," said Marlin's granny. "He looks ridiculous with that stupid big thing stuck in his mouth all the time." "He doesn't have it all the time," soothed Marlin's mom. "Only at night, or if he's a little tired. He's a little tired now. Aren't you, sweetie?" Said Marlin. "His teeth will start sticking out," warned Marlin's granny. "Monsters' teeth stick out anyway," observed Marlin. "Don't answer back," said Marlin's granny. "You should just throw them all away," she continued. "At this rate, he'll be starting school with a pacifier. At this rate, he'll be starting work with a pacifier. You'll just have to be firm with him." "Well," said Marlin's mom, "I am thinking about it. We'll start next week, won't we, Marlin? Now that you're a big boy, we'll just get rid of all those Noo Noos, won't we?" "No," said Marlin. "You see," said Marlin's granny, "one word from you and he does as he likes." There was no doubt about it. Marlin was a hopeless case. Marlin's mom decided to take drastic action. She gathered up every single Noo Noo she could find and dumped them all in the trash can. 5 minutes before the garbage truck arrived. But Marlin had made plans just in case the worst should happen. He had secret Noo Noo supplies all over the house. There was a yellow one down the side of the armchair, a blue one at the back of the bread box, various different types in his toy ambulance, and his favorite pink one was lurking in the toe of his boot. His mother and granny were astonished. They could not think where he kept finding them. "You'll be teased when you go out to play," warned his granny. "A great big monster like you with a baby's pacifier." Marlin knew about this already. The other monsters had been teasing him for ages, but he loved his Noo Noos so much that he didn't care. The other monsters often lay in wait and jumped out on Marlin as he passed by with his Noo Noo twirling. "Who's a big baby then?" jeered Basher. "Does the little baby need his pacifier?" Alligatina sneered. "Who's his mommy's little darling?" cooed Boomps-a-Daisy. Marlin always ignored their taunts. "You're just jealous," he replied. "You all wish you had one too." Gradually, the secret supply of Noo Noos dwindled. Marlin's mom refused to buy any more, and they all began to be lost or thrown away by Marlin's mom. Finally, there was only one left, the pink one. Marlin kept it with him all the time, either in his mouth or under his pillow or in the toe of his boot, where no one thought to look. To his delight, Marlin found one extra Noo Noo that his mom had missed. It was a blue one that had fallen down the side of his bed and been covered up by a sock. He knew his best pink Noo Noo wouldn't last forever, so he crept out and planted the blue one in the garden. All the other monsters decided to gang up on Marlin. They collected lots of different pieces of junk and fixed them all together until they had made just what they wanted. It was a Noo Noo snatcher. Then they waited behind a bush until Marlin came past with his pink Noo Noo twirling. "Here he comes," said Alligatina. "Grab it," yelled Boomsadaisy. "Now," said Basher. With one quick hooking movement, they caught the ring of the Noo Noo with the Noo Noo snatcher and pulled. But Marlin clenched his teeth and held on. Monsters have the most powerful jaws in the world. Once they have decided to hang on, that's it. Marlin hung on. The monsters hung on to the Noo Noo snatcher, and there they stayed, both sides pulling with all their monster might. And there they would still be if Marlin had not decided, just at that very moment, that perhaps he was too old to have a Noo Noo anymore. So he let it go, and all the other monsters went whizzing off down the road, across the park, and into the pond with a mighty splash. Marlin went home. "I've given up my Noo Noo," he said. "I sort of threw it in the pond." "Good gracious me!" exclaimed Marlin's mom, sitting down suddenly with the shock. "I told you," said Marlin's granny. "You just have to be firm." "Actually," said Marlin, "I've planted one, so I'll have a Noo Noo tree, just in case I change my mind." "That's nice, dear," said Marlin's mom. "Nonsense," said Marlin's granny. "Pacifiers don't grow on trees. A Noo Noo tree. How ridiculous." The end. For more stories, please subscribe to our channel, Little Readers.